Hello everyone, welcome back to Python tutorials by Code Warriors. So today is our last video on object-oriented programming in Python, and today we are going to discuss about last important topic like polymorphism. We have discussed this concept, polymorphism concept, inside of inheritance also, even inside of the when we were talking about attributes and methods. We have discussed this concept, but we haven't used this term anywhere. I haven't told you that this concept is called polymorphism. So today we will discuss what actually the polymorphism is, and you will realize, yeah, we were using it somewhere, but in some different concepts, in some different way. So today we will see what polymorphism is, and we'll see all of its concepts. Okay, so what is polymorphism? If you see the word polymorphism, there are like two words inside of it. One is poly and second is morph. Now, poly means many, morph means forms. So what basically it combinedly means is a thing that has many forms. Means like a method, a keyword, a function, something inside of Python that has many functions, many forms with same name. It has the same name, but it is every time it is doing some different thing. It is giving some different kind of an output. So that is called polymorphism. So let's see in Spider. We'll see some examples in basic programming language, and we'll see examples also in OOP concept. So let's get to Spider ID. Okay, so uh, let's talk about the basic functions. We have seen this len function over here. Now what len function does, it gives us the length of any string or a list or a tuple, anything. Now if we write a string over here, maverick, and if I print it out, and let's run it, and you see here it gives us the output 8, means maverick has 8 characters. At the same time, if we print, again you use the length function, and this time we use the length function on a list, and we create a list of like some names like maverick again, and then we give another name. Okay, Meenal, let's say, and one more name, let's give, and Yash. Okay, now if we run this line, okay, yeah, we did not put the closing brace over here. Now let's run this line, and you see here it gives us the output of 3 only. Means when we were running length on a list, it was counting the number of words inside of it, or number of numbers inside of it, or number of floats inside of it. And when we were running length on a string, it was counting the number of characters inside of that string. So you see how length function at every time it's working in a different way. This is called polymorphism. Now let me explain in more detail. Let's talk it in our class. In our previous class, we have created one, this class concept of rectangles and squares. Let's make it again. Let's say class rectangle, and let's create a function out of it, def area, and serve comma, let's say length comma breadth. Okay. uh, Wait a minute, embedded just got hang over here. Yep. Now let's print it out, and what are we gonna print out? We're gonna print out the multiplication of it, length into breadth. Okay, simple. Now again we create another class and say square, and again we create a method of same name area. Okay, and this time we are giving it only one parameter, and again we are printing it inside square. Okay, you see what we did here, we created two class, and inside of a two class we create a same name method, area and area. In the first method we are passing two parameters, and in the second method we are passing one parameter. Now if we create an object of rectangle, let's say rectangle, and we pass in the values like, okay, we are not initializing, so we're not passing values over here, and then we create a square object of square class. And now if I call rect dot area and pass it some values like 10 comma 15, what it's gonna do is, it's, oh, we didn't run any other program over here. Okay, what it's gonna do is, it is gonna print out it is gonna call this method, this area method, and it's gonna work inside of what, follow the instructions what I've given inside that function. And when we call sq.area and we give it like 5, and if we run it, and it goes to this method set square, and it calls the method, and whatever the instruction given inside the method, it runs it and gives us the output. Like in this case, it gives us the square of the 5. So you see here we have same name methods, area and area. There's no difference in it, but they are doing different things in different places. When we were using it with a square, it was giving us accepting only one parameter and giving us whatever inside of it. Okay, we can even change the prints inside of it. We can do, give whatever instruction we'll give it, it will follow over there. And if we use it with the rect, then it will do something else. It will accept two instructions over here, and accordingly it will work. Whatever the instructions given inside of that function, it will print those instructions. So this is called polymorphism, like we have same name but having different properties. Now if you try to apply this concept like in a normal functional programming language, you create a function like def, just say add, and create a, give it two parameters like a comma b, okay, and give it something like print a plus b. So what, we created a method for adding two variables. Same way we create one more add method, and we this time we give it parameters like a comma b comma c. We give it three parameters, and again we print it, and we say a plus b plus c. Okay, now if we call it let's say add 5 comma 6 comma 7 and run this much of the code. Now let's see what happens. It gives us the output addition of 5 plus 6 plus 7 and gives us 18 over here. But if we run this much only, 5 comma 6, and again we run this whole code, and it gives us an error, says missing one required positional argument C. What happened here? Now you see we have first you can see here this here, it says redefinition of unused add from line 18. Okay, in line 18 we have created a add function, and we have given it some kind of instructions to work with. Then again we have redefined an add function over here, and again we have provided some function. So what it did, and due to dynamic typing, what it override this add, and now only this add is working. Now this add does not exist when we run this program. So that's why it is working on this add only, and that's why it says argument C is missing. You are passing only two values, but add is accepting three values. It is not going to this add over here. But if you try this thing in other programming languages, this might work. And there is a concept of called function overloading where this thing works. But in Python, it doesn't work in this way. But if you do it in the class, it will work perfectly fine. You see, in the class also we have created two functions, methods area and avia, and we are calling them in this way, and they are working. Now, what I do? Let's let's use inheritance also inside of it, or not inheritance, basically you can also apply inheritance. Obviously you can create two classes. You can, like in the previous, we have created one area function over there. Only in the one class we have created area function in the previous video. And what we can do is we can create area function in the both classes, and we can call, initialize function from the base class. We can do lots of things over here. Now let's say if we create a def and we create a constructor over here, and we give it values like self comma length comma breadth. Okay, and in this if we give it self dot len is equal to length and self dot breadth. Okay, we give it full length breadth. Okay, and the area we don't have to pass anything, and it will become self dot over here and self dot over here. I mean, this concept we have already studied to work like to write the program like this. Okay, there's nothing special inside of it. And same thing we'll create over here. Let's copy paste it. Control C, Control V. Okay, but we don't need it. Right. So this. Now what we have created this init function also. This is also common in both the uh, class, and the area function is also common in both the class. Now what we did when we call these, when we created the objects and called the constructor, we gave it values over there only 10 comma 15, and we gave it 10. Okay, now we can just write rect dot area or skew dot area, or we can do one more thing. Let me show you something. That's why I did all this. Or we can create a variable, let's say for shape in, and we can create a tuple of the objects like rect comma sq. You see, for is like a universal stuff for iteration inside of anything. Okay, now we can say shape dot area. That's it, right? And yeah, here's self dot site. Okay, now if we run this code, now let's see what happens. Now it gives us the output of both of them, 150 and 100. Even if we create one more here, def dot parameter, and again give it self and print it out. The parameter of rectangle is 2 into self dot len plus self dot breadth. Okay, now same way we can create a, okay, here this is def dot parameter. Yeah, okay, same way we can create also one more def dot parameter, sorry, and say self, and again we can print it out side into 4, and it will be self dot side. Okay, now we can here define shape dot parameter. Okay, now if we run this program, now all three methods are in both of the classes, and say, but it is going to call the respective class and is going to work in their respective method. Now you see here, for the rectangle it printed 150 and its parameter is 50. then printed for the square 100 and its parameter is 40. Now this is all about polymorphism. You can work it with the inheritance, you can work it in normal functional programming language. Also, you can find lots of ways, like I told you about the len function over there. And same way you can use other like strings, integers. There are lots of all those methods there are available. They all shows polymorphism. They have all have different kind of properties in different kind of places. Okay, so let's end this over here. See you in the next video. Keep practicing the Python. Okay, keep looking for the and if you don't understand anything, put in the comment section. I will reply you ASAP. Or you can also check out the documentations on the Python website, python.org website, the documentations of Python. It will really help you understand the basic concepts. Okay, so see you in the next video.